Hello ladies and gentlemen, in this video we are going to cover the current affairs for mobile optimized ebooks. Please install GKToday Academy app and there you can get the current affairs in quiz format as well as a simple digest for quick revision. And for our regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. This GKToday YouTube is the name of Telegram channel and this is the link. You can directly search either by name or by link. The link is given in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. Now let's start. Vellbergia bartholomaei, which was seen in news recently, belongs to which species? So it is a lizard species and recently it was in news because of research in Harvard University. Leo Varadkar, who recently tendered his resignation, was the Prime Minister of which country? So Mr. Leo was the Prime Minister of Ireland and recently he submitted his resignation. Now Ireland was also in news as recently it became the second country to declare climate emergency. It should be noted that UK is the first country to declare climate emergency. Recently UK was in news as Mr. Rishi Sunak became the new Finance Minister of UK. UK was also in news as recently it announced point-based visa system. The Prime Minister of UK is Mr. Boris Johnson and UK was also in news because of Brexit. Brexit means UK came out of European Union. Which state government has ordered destruction of breeding centers of Thai Mangur fish? So right answer is Maharashtra. So the state government of Maharashtra has ordered the destruction of breeding centers of Thai Mangur fish. Actually this fish is cultivated in highly unhygienic conditions and because of this lack of hygiene, people are falling sick due to consumption of this particular fish. And that's why Maharashtra government launched a specific drive to destroy the cultivation center of this Thai Mangur fish. Now the state of Maharashtra was also in news as recently it launched Cyber Safe Women. The state of Maharashtra was also in news as recently Union Cabinet approved setting of 13th major port of India. And this port is going to be in state of Maharashtra and it is going to be in Vadhwa. Maharashtra was also in news as the former Mumbai Police Commissioner Mr. Rakesh Maria recently launched his book and the title of his book is Let Me Say It Now. Mr. Maria was the Mumbai Police Commissioner at the time of 2008 Mumbai attacks. Atal Kisan Majdoor canteens scheme is associated with which state? So this scheme was announced by the state government of Haryana and the objective of this scheme is to provide affordable meals to the farmers and to the laborers at ₹10 per plate. Now state government of Haryana was also in news as recently it launched reading mission for students. Apart from that, Haryana was also in news because of Surajkund Mela and this year Himachal Pradesh was the theme state for Surajkund Mela. Himachal Pradesh was also in news as recently decided to sell the water of Yamuna river. Shyama Prasad Mukherji Rurban mission is implemented by which ministry? So it is implemented by MORD, that is Ministry of Rural Development. Actually this scheme was launched on 21st of February in 2016 and recently it completed 4 years. So that is why this scheme was in news. And the objective of this particular scheme is to create rural-urban clusters to stimulate the local economic growth. And this is a scheme of Ministry of Rural Development. If we talk about Mr. Shyama Prasad Mukherji, recently Kolkata Port was renamed after Mr. Shyama Prasad Mukherji. And Kolkata Port recently completed 150 years. This port was also in news as during the Republic Day ceremony, this port presented its own tableau and therefore it became the first port to present its own tableau and it presented its tableau under the Ministry of Shipping. Viewpoints, which was recently in news, is an application of which major technological company? So it is an application of Facebook and it asks user to participate in survey and then reward the users based on their participation. Now recently it was in news because Facebook has announced that it is going to financially reward those users who are going to agree to record their voice to improvise the speech recognition technology of Facebook. Now because of this Viewpoints was in news, and it is an entity of Facebook. Facebook was also in news because of its digital currency project Libra. Facebook was also in news as it launched program GOAL. GOAL stands for Going Online as Leaders, and Facebook launched this program in collaboration with Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Facebook was also in news because of We Think Digital initiative. Now answer in comment box what is the objective of this We Think Digital initiative. Which state or union territory was the host of National Organic Food Festival? So this food festival held in New Delhi. India is set to provide grant to which country for the upgradation of plantation schools for Indian origin estate workers? So this country is Sri Lanka, and recently both India and Sri Lanka signed a memorandum of understanding for the upgradation of infrastructure in plantation schools. Now Sri Lanka was also in news as recently Mr. Gopal Wagle was appointed as India's High Commissioner to Sri Lanka. The previous High Commissioner was Mr. Taranjit Singh Sandhu. Now he has been appointed as India's Ambassador to USA. Previous India's Ambassador to USA was Mr. Harshvardhan Sringla. Now Mr. Sringla has been appointed as Foreign Secretary of India. Now coming back to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka was also in news as recently Sri Lankan cricketer Mr. Tishara Perera joined Sri Lankan Army as Major. Sri Lankan Army was in news as recently USA imposed sanctions on the Sri Lanka's Chief of Army Staff for war crimes, and the name of Chief of Army Staff is Lieutenant General Savendra Silva. So recently USA imposed sanctions on Mr. Silva for war crimes. Thal Sena Bhavan, which was seen in news recently, is to be built in which state or union territory? So right answer is New Delhi, and recently Defense Minister Mr. Rajnath Singh laid the foundation stone for this Thal Sena Bhavan, and it is going to be the army headquarters. Now if we talk about Mr. Rajnath Singh, he is our present Defense Minister. Recently Defense Ministry was in news as a new department was created in Defense Ministry, and the name of this new department is Department of Military Affairs, and the newly created CDS post, that means Chief of Defense Staff, is going to be the head of DMA, and recently General Bipin Rawat was appointed as the first CDS of India. Previously Mr. Rawat was Army Chief. Now General Manoj Mukund Narwane is the next Army Chief. India's first floating jetty has been inaugurated in which state or union territory? So right answer is Goa, and this India's first floating jetty has been inaugurated in Panji in Goa on the banks of Mandovi River. Now answer in comment box in which state of India recently first e-waste clinic of our country was started. Now coming back to this India's first floating jetty, the Union Minister of State for Shipping Mr. Mansukh Mandaviya inaugurated this first floating jetty of India. Now Goa was also in news as recently IDSA, that is the Institute of Defence Studies and Analysis, was renamed after the name of former Chief Minister of Goa Mr. Manohar Parrikar. Mr. Parrikar was the former Defence Minister of India. Now Goa was also in news because of National Games, as Goa is the host of this year's National Games, and for this recently Rubigula was declared as the official mascot of National Games. Goa was also in news because of Yasaswini scheme, and this is a scheme for women empowerment, and recently this was launched by Ms. Smriti Irani. Which Indian was recently appointed as the new chairman of US-India Business Council? So Mr. Vijay Advani has been appointed as the new chairman of Global Board of Directors of US-India Business Council. Now US President Mr. Donald Trump is on his visit to India, and for his visit the Namaste Trump event was organized, and this was organized in the Motera Stadium of Ahmedabad, and the formal name of this stadium is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Stadium, and this Motera Stadium is the world's largest cricket stadium? Ahmedabad is in Gujarat. Ask DISHA is an online chatbot of which Indian organization? So it is a chatbot of IRCTC, and it was in news recently as IRCTC has upgraded the chatbot so that it can converse in Hindi language also. IRCTC stands for Indian Railways Catering and Tourism Corporation, and recently IRCTC signed MOU with KTDC, that is Kerala Tourism Development Corporation, and as per this MOU, IRCTC is going to operate the Golden Chariot luxury train. This train was started by the Karnataka Tourism Development Corporation. IRCTC was also in news because of its decision to start Sri Ramayana Express. Which team bagged the 9th National Ice Hockey Championship 2020 title? So, Indian Army Red is the winner of 9th National Ice Hockey Championship. Who is the first cricketer to play 100 matches in all three formats of cricket? That means Test, One Day International matches and T20 matches. So, he is Mr. Ross Taylor. He is the cricketer of New Zealand. And recently New Zealand was in news as it launched first artificial intelligence police officer. Answer in comment box what is the name of this artificial intelligence based police officer. New Zealand was also in news as New Zealand and Denmark are the least corrupt country as per Corruption Perception Index. This index was released by Transparency International, and as per this index, India is on 80th position. Answer in comment box where is the headquarters of Transparency International. Sonbhadra, which was in news recently because of gold news, is located in which state of India? So it is located in Uttar Pradesh, and it is the only district in India which shares border boundary with 4 states. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now I have uploaded a special video on this topic. You can watch that. And recently GSI, that is Geological Survey of India, clarified that only 160 kg of gold was discovered in Sonbhadra. Answer in comment box GSI is under which Union Ministry? Which is the first Indian airport to launch an exclusive terminal for processing and storage of agro and pharma products? So this airport is CST, that is Chhatrapati Shivaji International Airport in Mumbai, and it is the first Indian airport to launch an exclusive terminal for the processing and storage of agro and pharma products. Now, for agricultural products, recently Krishi Udan scheme was announced. This scheme is to be implemented by the Ministry of Civil Aviation, and the objective of this scheme is to transport agri products via air transport. Udan stands for Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagarik. If we talk about airports, recently IGI Airport of Delhi, that is Indira Gandhi Airport of Delhi, became the first Indian airport to be certified as free from single-use plastic. Which country is set to sign a deal with Taliban for reduction in violence across Afghanistan? So, recently it was in news that USA is going to sign a deal with Taliban on 29th of February in Doha. Doha is in Qatar, and Qatar is going to be the host of 2022 FIFA World Cup. Now coming back to this deal with Taliban. So the deal was signed to reduce violence in Afghanistan, and recently Mr. Ashraf Ghani got re-elected as the President of Afghanistan. Capital of Afghanistan is Kabul. Which state is the host of first ever Khelo India University Games? So Odisha is the host, and recently this event was inaugurated by the Prime Minister through video conferencing. And this Khelo India University Games is an initiative to promote sports, and recently Khelo India Youth Games held in Assam, and Maharashtra won the maximum number of medals in this tournament. Haryana was on second position while Delhi was on third position. Assam was also in news because of Abhinandan scheme. Now answer in comment box what is the objective of this particular scheme. According to recent survey of National Institute of Nutrition, which metro city has the highest added fat consumption levels? So this is Delhi. And as per this survey, Delhi topped the 7 metro cities in terms of fat consumption levels. That means in terms of consuming junk food. So these were the important questions of today's quiz. Thank you, and that's all for the day.